It's a good day for speaking our mind, and it's a good time for drinking some wine. Yes, it's a good time for ending this song. Yes, it's a good day. How can this conversation go wrong? I'm Ashley.
I'm Shannon, and this is by far the worst conversation we've ever had, but let's chat about it.
Cheers.
Cheers!
All right, so today we are going to be talking about a very controversial topic, tipping and industries that do tip, and if we should tip, how we should tip, why we should tip.
I agree. This
So-
is going to be a fun conversation, so let's get on with it, huh? When we are tipping, we are basically kind of creating an environment for employers to pay a lower wage. And we are going to list here some of the states that pay $7.25, which is the federal state minimum wage or less.
So it's important that you probably tip 20% in these states, just saying. So here's what I feel about tipping. So this guy at the end of the date ended up writing on the receipt, "Here's your tip, get a new job." I was so embarrassed. I drove back to that restaurant and I ended up tipping that waiter.
Good for you. That's unexcusable for any type of behavior.
Yeah.
Dude didn't deserve a tip. I said no mayo. Man, it's not my problem they're having a bad day.
What we want everybody to really get out of this video and what we are talking about when it comes to tipping is, as a society, we should never act like that guy did. So I was reading an article from the Washington Post, and it was done by this guy named Roberto Fergman. And essentially, tipping is based on this idea that an owner can actually hire workers, and they can help profit their business without them having to actually pay them. And essentially, our society is set up in a way that allows businesses to underpay with little or no obligations, because the patrons are the ones that are actually paying the workers. So who does the waitress or waiter actually work for is the bigger question here. Do they really work for the owner, or do they work for the patrons that are going out and getting that service? I found really interesting, he stated that tipping is another form of slavery, and we have actually failed as a society to really truly recognize that. I don't know, that might be a little harsh, but then again, if you think about it, here's something that really bothers me, Shannon.
Mm-hmm.
When people say, well, I will tip higher based on the level of customer service that I receive. I don't understand that. Like, what are your thoughts about that?
So I disagree with you
Dude didn't deserve a tip.
on that. I generally give 15 to 20%. If someone does go above and beyond and provides excellent customer service, I will give them more than 20%.
I feel like we are saying that we're superior to those people. What makes us better than them? Why can't we just tip across the board 20% no matter what? So basically, here's what I do, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I feel that is a very superior statement, that when you say, well, if somebody gave me really good customer service and they did everything that I wanted them to do, took out my pickles when I didn't ask for any, do all of these things, we will give you more money. And that is holding a power of authority against people, right? I hold just the standard rule. I don't care if you gave me bad customer service or if you gave me the best customer service. No matter what, I just tip 20%.
And so where we disagree,
It's not my problem they're having a bad day.
somebody went above and beyond, you gave them 20%, somebody did the bare minimum, maybe checked on you once, wasn't necessarily bad, but they didn't go above and beyond, you're giving them the same. So to me, that's rewarding negative behavior, because you're saying, hey, I don't care if you did the bare minimum, you're still gonna get 20%.
Ooh, that's interesting. So I'm rewarding negative behavior. But here's the other thing, though.
Yeah.
It's not like that waitress walked into a restaurant. Today, everybody at table 5 is gonna get the worst customer service from me, and then everybody else is gonna get the best customer service, right? Do you know how hard it is to put on a face when you are going through something tragic or any type of turmoil in your life?
Yeah, and
They-
yeah,
We're almost expecting that behavior in the tipping industry.
we're all allowed to have bad days. I think it's customer service industry, and that's customer service. You go into that industry knowing you're dealing with customers, you have to give good customer service. And so I think if somebody goes above and beyond, I am going to, I don't know if reward's the best way, but I'm going to say, hey, you know what? I appreciate what you did, and I'm going to give you more because I appreciate the service you gave me. It's like a tip on top of a tip. I don't know, but I know where we differ from it. And I think in theory, your philosophy would work if everyone did give 20%. But the fact is, some people don't even tip, right?
Dude didn't deserve a tip.
I was at a restaurant with my sister in Italy, and at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we were having lunch, and I asked the waiter if I can have a cup of coffee. And he ultimately looked at me and he said, no, I'm not going to give you a cup of coffee. He's like, you drink tea here in Italy in the afternoon. He's like, you drink coffee in the morning. This waiter in Italy refused to get me a cup of coffee. Guess I'm drinking tea. I will tell you, I didn't really notice much of a difference between the dynamic of customer service here in America and the customer service in Italy, because it goes back to people do not intend to be rude to other people, and they don't intend to, give bad customer service. Why don't we just fight for increasing wages here in America?
Yeah.
And ultimately do what Europe did. But I mean, if you ask for coffee, at a certain time of day, you might not get it.
I love it. And I want to get your thoughts on this. Do you tip someone, say you have a hairstylist and they own their own business? Would you tip your hairstylist who owned her own business and owned her own shop?
Oh, that's a good one. What is the tipping industry? What does it revolve around? It ultimately revolves around, I would say, labor, right? Labor work, right? It's an act of service.
Yeah.
You're paying for when you go out or get something done. So if that owner, if I'm paying $30 or $50 to get my hair done, that $30 or $50 is going to her.
Yeah. First of all, I don't know where you're going to get your hair cut for $30 or $50, but I want to go there. So just letting you know.
Oh, well, let's throw in a dye. Well, as you can see, I don't dye my hair.
I do.
I don't. Okay, so I guess it's $50 if you dye your hair and cut it, right? Is that more accurate? Okay. Oh, shoot. Okay. Well, this is why I don't dye my hair. This is why I'm just gonna let all my grays grow in. Well, okay. So let's just
right?
say $50 for a haircut. As you can tell, I don't do any of this. But hey, I would tip her. I would tip her only because I believe that it is still an act of labor. Yeah. No, that's a really good one. I really don't have much knowledge about that one. So if anybody has any thoughts about owners and, if it is appropriate to still tip somebody who owns their own business. That's another one. I don't understand people that say, well, sometimes I just can't afford a tip. Do you hear the ignorance out of that statement? No offense.
Yeah.
Say what you will, comment below. But so Shannon, essentially what you're telling me is that you had $40 to go get your nails done, but you didn't have an extra $6 to give a 15% tip.
Dude didn't deserve a tip.
There's a huge difference between self-care and just being a straight up selfish freaking prick.
No, I agree. You have takeout and you order pizza and you're like, oh, I don't have money to tip the pizza guy. Well, that guy, he paid for his time, his gas, everything. You can't afford to tip, then go pick up the pizza yourself. Or what are some other options? Make your own dinner.
Open up a can of tuna. Everybody has tuna. I think that we do spend more time arguing about how much to tip, why we should or shouldn't tip, when it's appropriate to tip, when rather we should be fighting for the bigger problem that is causing these arguments, and that is fighting for higher wages in the tipping industry and anybody that does get paid based on tips. Well, all right, everybody, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. If you liked us, tell us. Make sure that you subscribe to us.
Yes.
Let us know if you have any topics that you would like us to chat about, and we will definitely implement that for you.
All right, until next time.
I said no mayo. Man.